This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever noticed how, as we get older, the little things become a little bit harder? Maybe climbing stairs feels like more of a challenge than it used to, or lifting your grocery bags feels a little too heavy. If you're nodding along, you're definitely not alone. Many people start to notice changes in their muscles as they age. But what if I told you there's a simple solution that could help maintain muscle strength and prevent some of those challenges? Today, we're talking about something that's crucial for keeping our muscles in tip-top shape as we get older: protein. Now, before you start thinking, protein? I get plenty of that. Stick with me. There's a good chance that you may not be getting the right amount or the right type of protein for optimal muscle health. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into. You see, muscles don't just maintain themselves, and as we age, they actually start to break down faster than they rebuild. This process, known as sarcopenia, happens gradually, but can have a big impact on your daily life. But the great news is, you can slow this process down with a little knowledge and a few small adjustments to your diet. In this video, we're going to talk about why protein is so important for your muscles, how much you really need, and how to make sure you're getting enough of it in a way that's easy and enjoyable. We'll break it down into manageable steps that you can start using today. Let's begin with the first point. Why does protein matter so much for your muscles in the first place? When we talk about protein, we're really talking about the building blocks that make up your muscles. It's made up of amino acids, which are like tiny puzzle pieces that fit together to repair and grow muscle tissue. Every time you move, whether you're walking, lifting something, or even just standing up, your muscles are at work. And just like any other part of your body, your muscles need fuel to keep going. That's where protein comes in. As we get older, the way our bodies handle protein changes. You might have noticed that you don't recover from physical activity the way you once did. Or maybe you're not able to put on muscle mass like you did when you were younger. This is largely because our bodies become less efficient at using protein for muscle repair. But don't worry, there's hope. By ensuring you get enough protein, you can give your muscles the fuel they need to stay strong and support your body in the ways it was meant to. The next thing to consider is how much protein you really need. The general recommendation for adults is about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. But for older adults, that amount increases to around 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For someone weighing 150 pounds, that would be about 68 to 82 grams of protein per day. This extra protein helps to combat the natural decline in muscle mass that comes with age. Now, I know that numbers and measurements can get confusing, but don't worry. You don't have to be a nutrition expert to make this work for you. Think of it this way. For every meal you eat, aim to include a good source of protein, whether it's lean meats, dairy, eggs, or plant-based options like beans or tofu. It's not about being perfect, but rather about creating healthy habits that work for you. And over time, those small changes will add up to a big difference in how you feel and move. So, here's the bottom line. Protein is essential for keeping your muscles strong as you age. And the more you can incorporate into your daily meals, the better. But let's not stop there. We also need to talk about how to choose the best protein sources for your needs. Because not all proteins are created equal, and the way your body processes them changes as you get older. Let's dive into that next. Now that we've covered the basics of why protein is so important and how much you should be aiming for, let's talk about the different types of protein. Now that we know protein is a must-have for keeping your muscles strong, it's time to talk about the best ways to get it. Not all proteins are created equal, and your body may respond differently to various types of protein, especially as you get older. So let's go over some of the best sources of protein for muscle health and how to make sure you're getting the right kind. First up, we've got animal-based proteins. These are typically considered complete proteins, which means they contain all 9 essential amino acids that your body needs to build and repair muscles. Animal proteins include things like chicken, turkey, beef, pork, fish, eggs, and dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese. If you're not vegetarian or vegan, these are fantastic options to include in your diet. Take chicken, for example. A 3-ounce serving of skinless chicken breast provides around 25 grams of protein, which is a solid chunk of your daily protein goal. Fish like salmon and tuna are also excellent choices. They don't just pack a protein punch, they also contain healthy fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation in the body and support overall health. As you may know, maintaining a healthy level of inflammation is key to managing things like joint pain or cardiovascular health, which are common concerns as we age. But let's be honest, eating meat all the time isn't realistic for everyone, especially if you're trying to cut down on fat or cholesterol. That's where dairy comes in. Greek yogurt, for example, is not only high in protein, but also packed with probiotics that can help with digestion and support your gut health. Plus, it's easy to add to smoothies, breakfast bowls, or just enjoy as a snack on its own. A serving of Greek yogurt can have anywhere from 10 to 20 grams of protein, depending on the brand, making it a perfect option for boosting your intake. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. What if I don't eat meat or dairy? I still need protein, right? Absolutely. There are plenty of plant-based sources of protein that can help you meet your muscle health goals. Let's talk about beans and legumes first. Lentils, chickpeas, black beans, and kidney beans are all excellent sources of protein. In fact, just 1 cup of cooked lentils can give you up to 18 grams of protein. You can use these in soups, salads, or even make a hearty stew. Adding plant-based proteins to your diet can be a great way to mix things up and reduce your reliance on animal products, if that's what you're aiming for. Tofu and tempeh are other plant-based powerhouses when it comes to protein. Both are made from soybeans and are rich in all the essential amino acids. Tofu, for instance, is incredibly versatile. You can grill it, stir-fry it, or even add it to smoothies. Tempeh, on the other hand, is a bit firmer and has a nutty flavor. It works great in salads, wraps, or even on a sandwich. A 4-ounce serving of tempeh can provide around 21 grams of protein, which is quite impressive. Nuts and seeds are another great option, particularly for snacks. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and pumpkin seeds are all rich in protein, and they also provide healthy fats and fiber, which are crucial for heart health and digestion. A small handful of almonds, about 23 nuts, gives you around 6 grams of protein, and they're a great addition to your diet whether you eat them on their own or toss them in a salad. Or oatmeal. One of the lesser-known protein sources comes from quinoa, a whole grain that contains all 9 essential amino acids. This makes it a complete protein, just like the animal-based sources we talked about. A cup of cooked quinoa provides about 8 grams of protein, and it's a fantastic base for salads or side dishes. Quinoa is also gluten-free, which is a bonus if you're sensitive to gluten. So, whether you're a fan of meat or prefer plant-based options, there are so many delicious and nutritious ways to get the protein you need. But it's not just about what types of protein you're eating, it's also about how you're spacing your protein intake throughout the day. This brings me to my next point. Timing matters. Research has shown that spreading out your protein intake across meals throughout the day is more effective for muscle maintenance than loading up on protein all at once. Ideally, you should aim to include protein in every meal and even in some snacks. This ensures your muscles get a steady supply of amino acids to repair and rebuild, especially after any physical activity. Let's say you're starting your day with a bowl of oatmeal. Throw in some chia seeds and a dollop of Greek yogurt. Later, maybe you have a chicken salad for lunch and a tofu stir-fry for dinner. By having protein-rich meals all throughout the day, your body is able to constantly replenish its muscle stores, rather than waiting until your next big meal to do so. Okay, now we've covered the best sources of protein and the importance of timing. But there's one last piece to the puzzle: how to make sure you're actually absorbing and using the protein you eat. And that's where digestibility comes into play. Some proteins are easier for your body to process than others, and this is especially important as we age. With that in mind, we're going to explore how your body absorbs protein and why certain types of protein might be better for seniors. Stick with me for that, because it's an important piece of the muscle health puzzle. Now that we've talked about where to get your protein from, Let's dive into how your body absorbs it and how you can make the most of what you're eating. As we age, our digestive systems change, and that can sometimes make it a bit trickier for our bodies to absorb the nutrients we need, including protein. So, understanding how to enhance protein absorption becomes just as important as choosing the right protein sources. One thing to keep in mind is that, as we get older, the efficiency of our muscles in utilizing protein decreases. This is often referred to as anabolic resistance. Basically, your muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they did when you were younger. This means that simply eating protein isn't enough. Your body might need a little extra help to make the most of what you consume. Here's the good news. There are ways to boost protein absorption and ensure your muscles get what they need. The first step is focusing on high-quality protein. You see, not all proteins are absorbed equally. Animal-based proteins tend to be more readily absorbed by the body because they contain all the essential amino acids in the right proportions. But that doesn't mean plant-based proteins don't have their place. In fact, combining different plant-based sources of protein, like beans with quinoa or nuts with tofu, can give you a more complete amino acid profile, helping your body absorb and use protein more effectively. Let's take a quick look at some other ways to boost absorption. First, consider adding some vitamin D to your daily routine. You might already know that vitamin D is crucial for bone health, but did you know it also plays a role in muscle function and protein metabolism? Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, which is essential for muscle contraction and overall strength. You can get vitamin D from sunlight, fortified foods like dairy and cereals, or through supplements. Just be sure to talk to your doctor about the right dosage for your needs. Another important factor is hydration. I can't stress enough how vital it is to stay well hydrated. Proper hydration is essential for digestion and helps your body transport nutrients, including protein, to where they're needed. If you're not drinking enough water, your body may struggle to process protein effectively. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day, especially if you're eating higher protein meals. If you're not sure how much water you need, a good rule of thumb is to aim for at least 8 cups a day, but you may need more depending on your activity level and overall health. Let's also talk about exercise. You might be thinking, I'm past the age of hitting the gym every day, so how does this apply to me? The great news is that you don't have to do intense workouts to reap the benefits of muscle maintenance. Simple exercises like walking, light strength training, or even stretching can stimulate muscle growth and help your body better utilize protein. Strength training, in particular, is one of the best ways to maintain muscle mass as we age. And it doesn't have to mean lifting heavy weights. You can use light dumbbells, resistance bands, or even your own body weight for exercises like squats, lunges, or push-ups. Just 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week can make a big difference. But even if exercise isn't your thing, don't worry, there's still a way for you to make the most of the protein you're eating. You can give your muscles a boost by making sure you're eating protein right after exercise, when your muscles are in repair mode. If you've been walking, gardening, or doing anything physically active, having a small protein-packed snack afterward will help your body rebuild and strengthen your muscles. It doesn't have to be complicated. A small handful of nuts, a hard-boiled egg, or a protein smoothie will do the trick. Now, there's one last thing to consider: protein supplements. While it's always best to get your nutrients from food, sometimes it can be hard to meet your protein needs through meals alone, especially if you have a smaller appetite or digestive issues. In those cases, protein powders or shakes can be a convenient and effective way to fill in the gaps. Just make sure you're choosing high-quality supplements with minimal added sugars or artificial ingredients. If you're unsure about which one to pick, consult with your doctor or a nutritionist who can recommend the best option for your health needs. Another thing to keep in mind when considering protein supplements is the timing of your intake. It's generally a good idea to have protein throughout the day, but a post-workout shake or snack can be especially beneficial for your muscles to repair and grow after physical activity. And remember, protein is only part of the puzzle. For optimal muscle health, your body also needs a variety of other nutrients, including healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. A balanced diet, that includes all of these nutrients will work wonders for your muscle health. So far, we've talked about what proteins to eat, how to maximize absorption, and even how simple lifestyle changes like exercise and hydration can enhance your muscle health. But I know many of you may still be wondering, how do I know if I'm getting enough protein? The good news is that there are some simple signs you can look for. If you're feeling weaker, noticing more muscle loss, or struggling with balance, it could be an indicator that your muscles aren't getting the nutrients they need. Additionally, if you're constantly tired, have difficulty healing from minor injuries, or are losing weight without meaning to, it may be time to assess your protein intake. The key here is to listen to your body and pay attention to how you feel. If you're uncertain, or if you feel like your protein intake might not be enough, it's a great idea to check in with your healthcare provider. They can help you determine if you need to adjust your diet, or if there are other factors at play that may be affecting your muscle health. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that taking small steps today to prioritize your protein intake can lead to significant benefits down the road. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Start with simple, manageable goals like including protein in each meal, staying hydrated, and staying active in a way that feels good to you. Over time, these changes will help keep your muscles strong and healthy, allowing you to feel more energized and capable as you enjoy everything life has to offer. So, here's to keeping those muscles strong and making the most of every day. Don't forget to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'm always here to help. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more tips to live your healthiest, happiest life at any age. Thanks for watching, and take care.